Hello, my name is Georgie and I am here with David D. Carvalho talking about the changes to the Australian curriculum. So David, what is your job?
Georgie, thank you for asking. I am the Chief Executive Officer of the Australian Curriculum Assessment and Reporting Authority, and I'm very much looking forward to our conversation.
David, why do you need to change what we learn at school? Do we need to be learning more about maths and English in primary school?
Good question, Georgie. Well, a lot has changed since I was your age at this very school, and a lot has changed in the last 6 years since the Australian curriculum was reviewed. And maths and English are the biggest subjects at primary school, and that's why teachers spend most time teaching them. And the knowledge and skills that you'll get through learning English and maths are going to be essential to support your learning in all the other subjects. Maths is one of the areas that does need quite a bit of change. We think maths can be a lot more enjoyable for students to learn than it is at the moment. And you'll also need to know a lot about maths so that you can use maths when you grow up. What do you think you would like to do when you grow up, Georgie?
I think I'd like to be a teacher.
A teacher? Well, that's good news, and we think you'd be a great teacher. But you'll need to know a bit about maths and English to teach your students. And we want to make sure all students enjoy maths because when they grow up, they'll be able to do all sorts of interesting jobs and solve all sorts of problems that have nothing to do with their work. But of course, by the time you leave school, you'll need to think about, well, have you changed your mind about what you want to do? And you'll need to know maths for a whole lot of reasons for, not only a different job, but other things that you might want to use your maths for. So it's really important that we make sure the curriculum is interesting to learn and interesting to teach.
Well, that sounds very good. Now, I've been talking with some of my teachers and they wanted me to ask you a few questions. They have a few complaints. First, they said that the language used in the curriculum is either waffly or overly technical. So why can't it be in plain English?
Very good question. Well, of course, the curriculum is a technical document for professional educators, so you will expect to see some specialist language in there, but there is still a lot of room for more plain English, as you say.
What does that mean?
Well, it means we've made the language easier to understand.
That's good.
Another thing we've done is to improve the quality of the content descriptions and the achievement standards. These are the elements of the curriculum that teachers use to plan and teach and assess your learning. And we've made that language clearer so that they don't have to spend so much time trying to figure out exactly what's expected.
Excellent. What about the fact that the curriculum is too crowded? There's just too much.
Well, this is something that we hear quite a bit, and we want to make sure that the Australian curriculum does allow more time for teaching of deep understanding of key ideas. One of the things that we've done is to refine, update and declutter the curriculum to make it more helpful for teachers.
But what do you mean by decluttering?
Very good question. Well, it's not just about reducing the total amount of content that you have to learn, but what we're also focused on is tidying up so that we can make sure that what you have to learn is organised in the right order, things are well connected, they're well presented in terms of sequence and coherence and logic.
Well, that sounds very impressive. I hope my teachers will be impressed.
Well, we also want to have a much better website where teachers can find what they need more easily.
Good idea. Now, another of my teachers has asked about how the 3 dimensions of the Australian curriculum are related.
Good question. So there's quite a bit of misunderstanding about this. The learning areas have primacy of place in the curriculum, and the cross-curriculum priorities and the general capabilities are not add-ons that have to be taught separately. The best place to pick up the cross-curriculum priorities and the general capabilities is through the teaching of the learning areas. And so it's through the teaching of the learning areas, for example, that children are exposed to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories and cultures, to ideas about Asia and Australia's engagement with Asia, and ideas about sustainability, but only where they fit authentically into the learning area. So they're not taught separately. We want to make sure that those things are done in the right way.
Well, that I'll tell my teacher and I'm sure he will be happy. Finally, you talking with actual teachers as part of this review, or are you just making it up yourself?
No, we're not just making it up ourselves, Georgie. We couldn't do this review without teachers, and they've been with us every step of the way. Almost 360 classroom teachers and curriculum experts have been involved in this process, and what they have told us is that they want a less crowded, more flexible curriculum with scope for deeper learning, and that's exactly what we've set out to do. But we want to hear from more teachers, more educators, more parents, more people in the community. So for the next 10 weeks, from the 28th of April to the 8th of July, anyone can provide us with feedback on the changes we're thinking of making to the curriculum. The consultation period is open to everyone, and we encourage all teachers to give us their feedback, positive and negative, as it will all go towards shaping the updated national curriculum.
Well, thank you, David. Very informative. You did a good job. Good luck with it all.
Thank you, Georgie, and you did a good job as well. It was great talking with you. Thanks.